Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. Today in this video we are going to see how to create Quentn contact with tag for CopeCart order. So here my objective is that whenever a new order will be received in CopeCart, then automatically a contact should be created and I want to add a tag to that particular contact in Quentn. For that I am simply going to create a connection between CopeCart and Quentn with the help of Pabbly Connect. Pabbly Connect works on two principles. First is trigger and second is action. Here my trigger application is CopeCart and my action application is Quentn. To learn how to do this, let me take you to my screen. In this video, we are going to see how to create contact with tag in Quentn for CopeCart order automatically. And for that, we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which will help us to automate this entire process. So as you can see over here that this is the landing page of this software. On my right hand side you can see two options over here, sign in and sign up free. If you are an existing user then simply click on sign in, but if you are a new user then please click on this tab sign up free. It won't take more than 2 minutes and yes, you will also get 100 free tasks every month. So I'm simply going to click on sign in as I am an existing user. And here we have reached all Pabbly application page. Now let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect. And here we have reached the dashboard of this application. And if you want to create a new folder, then simply click on this plus icon over here and create a new folder. As I want to create a new folder for my new workflow, so I'm simply going to click on this. And here a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name the folder. So I am going to name my folder as CopeCart to Quentn. Now let's click on create folder. And as you can see over here that we have successfully created a folder. Now again on my right hand side you can see a tab named as create workflow. Let's click on this. And here a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name the workflow. So I am going to name my workflow as create Quentn contact with tag for CopeCart order. And as you can see over here that I have selected a folder named as CopeCart to Quentn which I have created just now. By clicking on this drop down over here, you will find all the folders which you have created earlier. Now let's click on create. So as we do that, here we have reached another window which has got us to extremely important events. First is trigger and second is action. Trigger is when this happens and action is do this. Basically, action here is the response of a trigger application. Now my trigger application is going to be CopeCart. Let's click on this. And here we have to select a trigger event. This is the event which will make your workflow start. Let's click on this. And here I'm going to select instant payment notification and it says triggers when a payment is received in CopeCart. Let's select this. Now as you can see over here that we have received a webhook URL which will act as a bridge between CopeCart and our Pabbly Connect account. And given below here are the steps to set up this webhook URL. Now, firstly, I'm going to copy this webhook URL from here. And according to the instructions and the step given over here, I'm going to set up this webhook. So let's go to our CopeCart account. And here we have to go to settings. And here in settings, we have to click on IPN connections. And in IPN connection, we have to create a new integration between our Pabbly Connect and our CopeCart account. And for that, I'm going to click on New Integration tab. And here I'm going to select integration as generic. And after that, I'm going to click on Create. And here we have to give the general information like name of the connection, notification URL and the password. So notification URL is the webhook URL which we have received through Pabbly Connect account. So I'm firstly going to paste that webhook URL here. And now to name the connection, I'm going to name it as demo connection. And now to enter a password, I'm going to enter a dummy password over here. Let's say 1234. Now let's click on save changes. So as you can see over here that we have successfully built a new integration between our Pabbly Connect account and our CopeCart account. After that, we have to attach this integration with the product that we are selling. And for that, go to products over here. And I'm going to select the product as webcam. And here in webcam, I'm going to click on edit. And here in edit, go to interfaces. And here you will see all the generic integrations. Now we have to activate the integration that we are using, which is demo connection, and inactive the integration which we are not using. After that, click on save changes. And now let's go to our Pabbly Connect account. So as you can see over here that it says waiting for webhook response, and there is a note which says now log into the application where you have added the webhook URL and do a test submission or record so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. And for that I'm going to do a test payment. So let's go to a CopeCart account. So here I'm going to do a test purchase. So now to do a test payment, I'm going to purchase this webcam. And for that I'm going to click on preview. Now scroll it down. So here we have to enter all the dummy details, and after that we have to select payment option. And for that I'm going to enter all the dummy details over here. So as I've entered all the dummy details, so here the first name is Smart, the last name is user, email address is smartuser@pabblytudes.com, and all the required details over here. I'm going to select the payment option as test. And after that, this is the order overview over here. Now I'm going to click on chargeable order now. So as you can see over here that it says thank you for your purchase, which means we have placed an order successfully. Now let's go back to our Pabbly Connect account and check whether we have received a response or not. And as you can see over here that we have received a response, which means our test payment was successful. So the product name is web camera. This is the amount over here. The product type is digital, and we have received all the required details which we have entered. So this is the first name, which is Smart, email address is smartuser@pabblytudes.com, and all the required details, which means we have successfully set up a trigger application and we have successfully connected our CopeCart account with our Pabbly Connect account. Now my action application is going to be Quentn. Let's click on this. And here we have to select an action event. Let's click on this. And here you will find various options, but I'm simply going to select create or update contact. Let's select this. After that, click on connect. And now to connect our Quentn account with our Pabbly Connect account, we need to set up a connection. For that, I'm simply going to select add new connection. But if you have an existing connection, please select existing connection. Now to add a new connection, we have to enter all these details over here, which is asking us for the token and the API base URL. And given over here are the instructions to find these details. And now to enter these details, let's go to our Quentn account. And here in Quentn account, go to settings. And here in settings, go to API info. And here in API info, you will find API base URL, which is this. So I'm simply going to copy this API base URL first. Let's click on copy to clipboard. And I'm going to paste this API base URL here. After that, we have to enter the token. And for this, let's go to our Quentn account again. And for that, I'm going to generate a new API key. And for that, I'm going to click on add key. And here we have to give a name. So I'm going to name it as test key. Let's click on save. So this is the key which we have generated. Now let's copy this key from here, and after that I'm going to paste it over here. So as I have entered all the required details to add a new connection, I'm going to click on save. And we have successfully connected our Quentn account with our Pabbly Connect account. Now let's move ahead. Here we have to enter all the required details. So firstly we have to enter the primary email address. And for that, I'm going to use a method called as mapping. Basically, mapping means to insert the data from the previous step. Let's click on this, and I'm going to map the primary email address from the previous response which I have received through CopeCart. Let's click on this, and I'm going to search for the email address which is smartuser@pabblytudes.com. And now to enter the gender and the title, I'm going to enable mapping. Now we have to enter the first name and the last name. And for that, I'm going to map these details from the previous response. So the first name of buyer is Smart. The last name is user. Company, job title and date of birth is not required, so I'm leaving it empty over here. Now I'm going to enter the country. So the country is India. Now I'm going to enter the postal code. And here we have to enter the city or a town. So the city is Bhopal. And here we have to enter the secondary email address, but we do not have any secondary email address. So I'm going to enter the same email address over here again. So the fax, website, Skype, Facebook, Twitter are not required, so I'm leaving it empty over here. But if you want to enter all the details, so you can do that. So as I have entered all the required details, now I'm simply going to click on save and send test request. So as you can see over here that we have received a response, and for the response we have received an ID. And now I'm going to add another action step by clicking on this plus icon over here. And my another action step would be lookup table. Let's click on this. So I have selected my action application as lookup table over here, as I want that whenever an order is received through CopeCart, then automatically a contact should be created with tag in Quentn for that particular product. And here we have to select an action event. Let's click on this. And for that I'm going to select lookup table. Now let's click on connect. So let's move ahead. Here we have to enter the lookup key, and for the lookup key I'm going to enter the product name, so that whenever an order is received for this particular lookup key, then automatically a tag should be created. Let's click on this, and I'm going to map the lookup key from the CopeCart response. Now we have to enter the label and its value, and for the label I'm going to add the product names. So here I'm going to add comfort chair, and after that I'm going to add another label by clicking on this plus icon, and here I'm going to add web camera. And now to enter the value for this label I'm going to add another action step by clicking on this plus icon over here. And now I'm going to take my another action step as Quentn, and here we have to select an action event. Let's click on this, and here I'm going to select add tags to contact. After that, let's click on connect. Now to connect our Quentn account with our Pabbly Connect account, we need to set up a connection. So as I have an existing connection, so I'm simply going to click on save. But if you want to add a new connection, so you can do that by selecting add new connection. Now let's click on save. And now let's move ahead. Here we have to enter the contact ID and the tags. So let's select the tags first. And I want to select web camera, as I have made a purchase for web camera. And now when I'm going to enable mapping, we'll find this value 2. So I'm going to enter this value for the web camera in my lookup action as 2. After that I'm going to select comfort chair, and now let's enable mapping for comfort chair, and here we have received the value as 1. So I am going to enter the value 1 for comfort chair in my lookup table. And now I'm going to click on save and send test request. And now as you can see over here that we have received a positive response, and the status is success, and the result label is web camera, and our result value is 2. So here we have to enter the contact ID and the tag, which are the required details. So I'm going to enter the contact ID first. And from where we can find the contact ID, we have received a contact ID in the previous response, which we have received through Quentn in our previous action step, which is this. And the contact ID is this. And now we have to enter the tag, and I'm going to map this tag with bracket, and I'm going to map the response from the previous response which I have received through lookup table, and the result value is 2. And now let's click on save and send test request. So as you can see over here that we have received a response, and it says success. Now let's go to our Quentn account and check whether we have added a contact or not. So as you can see over here that we have successfully added a contact here named as smart user. Email address is smartuser@pabblytudes.com, and this is the tag which is web camera, which means we have successfully connected CopeCart account with Quentn account with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now let's go back to our Pabbly Connect account. So as we have successfully set up our trigger and action applications, and it was a successful workflow, so let's summarize this quickly. Here my trigger application is CopeCart, and my trigger event is instant payment notification. Here my action application is Quentn, and my action event is create or update contact. Here my another action application is lookup table, and here my action event is lookup table. And at the end, my action application is Quentn, and my action event is add tags to contact. And if you also want to create Quentn contact with tag for CopeCart order, then simply follow this workflow step by step. Hope this video was a helpful one. Thanks for watching. Not only these applications, but you can integrate many other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any doubt, then you can reach out to us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any query, then you can reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. If you want to ask any pricing related issue, then you can directly reach out to us at this website. And if you find this video helpful in any way, then do not forget to share it with your friends, and please subscribe to our channel to learn more such automations.